If you know you're grinding your teeth, why can you not just stop it?
Well, yeah, this is really interesting because when the patients come and say, well, I know I grind my teeth, my partner told me that I grind my teeth, and I'm waking up with these headaches, my teeth are, my dental work is failing, why can I just not stop it? Like if somebody's smoking and they want to quit smoking, they try for it. Because grinding is very involuntary muscle activity. This is not something that you're doing it deliberately. It just formed. It started and now it has become a habit. And the muscles are so powerful that they just get into that habit of being fully toned and so stiff while you're sleeping. And it just is like sleepwalking. You develop the habit and you don't know that you're doing it. So when you don't know about something, because you're doing it unintentionally, it's very hard for you to control that. That is why they need external source of help from their dentist or psychologist or neurologist when it comes to the point where they really want to deal with that. But no matter how hard we try, we cannot just think of stopping bruxism. This is something that just becomes the part of us. It's a very hard habit to break.
And how does the muscle activity change when you grind your teeth?
Well, when you grind your teeth, your masseter muscles, which is your jaw muscle, and your temporalis muscles, which is here, they're extremely toned. They are extremely tight when you have this muscle, when you're grinding your teeth, which also makes your jaw muscles very stiff and sore. And that is why we see that the patients who grind their teeth, even though their oral hygiene is great, but they have extreme pain and stiffness around their muscles. So electromyograph, which catches the muscle activity of any person, and if you see that in a patient who's grinding or clenching their teeth, you see that abnormal amount of tension in their muscles. The movement of their muscles is very rapid and it's very involuntary. So it's a jerky movement of the muscles that we see in the patients who are grinding or clenching their teeth. And they're not even aware of that because the amount of pressure they are putting on their teeth and their jaw muscles while they're grinding or clenching, if you tell a person to do that deliberately, they won't be able to do that because it's nearly 25 times more compared to the pressure we apply while we eat something really hard like a nut. So we are not even, it's completely unconscious activity, not even subconscious, it's completely unconsciously being done activity. So the muscle strength gets weakened up because you're stressing it so much. It's like you're lifting weight and you're just constantly holding it. So the muscle wants to give up, but it cannot give up because that's a habit which you can't break. And that leads to extreme amount of soreness, an extreme amount of stiffness, and of course, it's uncomfortable.
And how do you go about with managing?
Management of bruxism is a multidisciplinary approach because you cannot just think of this habit and think of quitting it, but you can manage the symptoms. So if you feel that you are having the symptoms of grinding and clenching like jaw ache, neck ache, headache, chipping of your teeth, sensitivity in your teeth, or your dentist suggests that, look, you know what, you grind your teeth and there are symptoms in your mouth, invest into a mouth guard. There can be a hard splint mouth guard or a soft mouth guard, or there are hybrid mouth guards which are soft inside and hard outside. These are the kind of mouth guards you can have. Having this kind of mouth guard will only protect your enamel. You will still grind, you will still clench because this is more related to our brain stem and how the brain activity is happening and our muscles are responding accordingly. But you can at least protect your enamel and help in making sure that your dental work, if you had anything done, doesn't fail. If you see there's extreme sensitivity because of the grinding and clenching, do invest into some restorative work. Don't let the chip margins be, because once the enamel starts to chip, it chips and chips more because there are some overhangs in the enamel which are not supported, so they keep on breaking. So you see the shortening of the teeth in the patients who grind or clench their teeth. Another thing that many dentists do practice is this use of sleep clench inhibitor. It's an active form of mouth guard which the patients wear on the surface of the front teeth. So because this mouth guard is designed in such a way that it records your bite, so when you bite your teeth together and your jaw tries to clench or grind, your back teeth don't meet. So you stop here at a distance. So when your back teeth are not meeting, your muscles are not getting that extra amount of tension, and gradually it breaks your habit of grinding and clenching because you're really working towards decreasing that stiffness of your muscles of the face. So this is something that you can always talk to your dentist about, called it the sleep clench inhibitor. There are biofeedback devices, which are electronic devices, but they give you feedback in the form of auditory noises or vibrations if you're grinding your teeth. So this is something used by the patient while they're sleeping. It's connected to your jaw muscles, and when you're grinding, when you're clenching, it beeps. So it gives you feedback and wakes you up that, oh, I'm grinding my teeth. This is a very hard thing to follow up because, of course, you don't want your sleep to be disturbed, and you're so used to grinding, and you're like, I would rather sleep rather than, having this interrupted sleep. But talking to your dentist, talking to your neurologist, talking to your psychologist, and having a kind of a multidisciplinary approach in this situation really helps. So these are the things that the patients can do just to make sure they start working on that. Because if the grinding and clenching goes really worse, it can affect the lifestyle, because you can start to develop this unknown facial pain. It disturbs your work, disturbs your lifestyle, it disturbs your jaw bones. It starts to give, this dull sensation in your mouth, your jaw hurts. So all these things are not comfortable. So talking to your dentist, it's the first thing that you can do. Then following the proper work on stress management, working on your lifestyle, try and combat stress in different ways can really help in dealing with the situation.